Welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. I'm going to say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. And everyone, before we get started, everyone check out wraithx.eth domain name. And this is not financial advice, ever. Also, this is the last day you have to go and, as I don't think the link's down below, link's on my last video, to go to the First Responders Children's Foundation. Again, go to my last video that I uploaded and take a look at the link there. It's a $10 donation. If you do that, you get in a raffle to win a Gyarados. It's an Aquapolis Gyarados. It should get minimum PSA 8, if not PSA 9. Should be worth about 400, and that is before Alcon's signature. And if you don't want that, if you just want the Charizard, you can go and email queenscourtcharity@gmail.com. If you go and email there, you'll be able to go and say, oh, hey, guess what? I want to bid, $500, $800. Those probably aren't going to win, but, $1,000. How much you want to bid, you just bid. And if you win, you get a Charizard that's probably going to get a PSA 9. It's probably going to be about $1,000. And again, that's before Alcon's signature, and you get a 15-minute phone call without. Anywho, outside of that, we have a ton to go over. So let me go and, what do I go over first? All right, let's start. Let's start with something. For those of you that missed the video I had before, Omi is up about 5% today. David Yu teasing RoboCop, because Gastel says, what's the first digital collectible to buy on Vivi in 2023? And David said, well, is it a robot? Is it a cop? Robot or cop? And obviously everyone down in the comments is like, RoboCop! Now, I guess it could be something different. You technically could see something along the lines of, T2 Terminator, because in Terminator the T2, he was a Terminator, but he was also a cop, and maybe you get that, but it wouldn't really make sense to do the T1000 from Terminator 2, where you just go Terminator at the first point, and he was definitely not a cop. That's the only other thing that I think you could make the argument that there's a short movie of Alvin and the Chipmunks where Alvin becomes Robo-Monk. And he does a lot of the childlike things, but things that a RoboCop would do, but it's Robo-Monk. And again, I don't think we get that. So that's something pretty interesting. We'd also had, oh no, that's not it. We had Jeremy Padower go and say that 2 years ago he paid $6,500 for a sealed original first generation Apple iPhone 2G, which was 10x the original price of $599. Today, those phones sell between 35 and 40K. Do not underestimate vintage sealed electronics as collectibles. You've seen that with video games. You see that with movies. You see that with movie tickets. Sealed stuff in general, whether it's Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure we can get that on Vivi at some point. Not only when you tie the physical collectible to the digital, but when you have something that a kind of evolution of the blind box. Hey, here's a blind box, but the rarity won't be revealed to you, not when it's delivered, but when you click on it to open it. I think that's a level of collecting and gamification that I don't think has really been talked about, where you go and you say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to choose to buy it, but I'm not going to open it. And that's something I think is going to be pretty cool. And I think it'd be really cool to be able to go and take a look at the numbers on that, to see how many are sealed, how many aren't sealed. In Pokemon, you have no idea how many sealed and how many isn't sealed. Also, somebody said to, sorry, I just took your DM on the Telegram. Smarty Pants, what's your Smarty Pants, what's your name on the Telegram? Wait, is this it? Oh God, which one? I don't know. Anyway, outside of that, we do have a couple other things to go over. Yada, yada, yada. You yada, yada over the best part. So shout out to Clever Jerk. This post is from Andrew Arias saying, for keeping his word, buying my Spidey, even after a lower mint was posted with a better price, he still kept his word, even though I insisted the mint at floor was a better choice for him. Nothing but respect for this guy. He bought his, under Adam W. Okay. I do not have what you were asking for in that first message to do I could just shoot him a DM on Twitter, though. I guess we'll be doing giveaways and stuff. Oh, and so Smarty Pants. who had, when I ran into a decon, had 333 Pluto lenticular cards. And those actually went up, by the way. Those were like between 90 and 100. What I've noticed in things that I've been looking to buy is that the floors on some things are going up. I think that's because more and more people have been selected to do that, the crypto to gem beta, and there's plenty of people that have put in, I think, significant amounts of money, some 4 figures, some people putting in 5 figures in there with their crypto. And again, that's significant, I think, because we haven't had crypto to gem before. And now we do, and that's just another, revenue stream for Vivi in order to sell gems. And again, they have sold 398 million gems. They're averaging about 1 million per week. They will be going and getting that 400 millionth gem sale this month. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be super fantastic. Will we reach 500 million this year? Probably. But yeah, we'll see. I know we've only been averaging about 1 million a week. How are we gonna get to 5 million? I think there's going to be a couple weeks where we have a bit more than that. That should happen within the next 2 weeks, I would say, because we only need about 1.4 million gems in order to reach that. But anyway, Smarty Pants going and raising the Pluto floor. Again, when I ran into a decon about a month and a half ago, he had 333 Plutos. Now, the Mad Lad has 390 Plutos. My good golly gosh, that is a horse of a different color right there. So shout out to him for that. Obviously, whales are still doing their stuff. In other news, Quidd, somebody on the Quidd Discord named Quid Spider had said Marvel update, and again, there's a lot to be said with this. We've re-engaged with Marvel about the prospect of a new deal, including turning on buy/sell for cash and producing collectibles in 2023. As a sign of good faith, we've turned off transferring of Marvel items as of 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday morning, January 1st. While nothing may come of it, clearly, please know we are big fans of Marvel and will work diligently to attempt to get resale and retail restored. Thanks all, end quote. So I will say, I will say this. This is the same person, the Quidd CEO. Again, I don't know who's in charge of the Discord. I don't know who this person is. When they had the update saying with Marvel, this is the CEO that did not know one of the most significant comics of all time, the AF-15, Amazing Fantasy 15, First Appearance of Spider-Man. When they were talking in some interviews, oh yeah, the AK-15, like it's, and I get it. Maybe the person was, the CEO was super tired at that point, or it's easy to go and, go back and forth and say, I thought it was one thing and the other because CEOs don't really sleep that much. But let me go and say that I'm interpreting that as just a flat out trying to drum up business for Quidd. One, they are not NFTs. Two, they do not. Marvel left them for, I don't even know if I can say the reason, but Marvel left them. Quidd has a not good history, at least a CEO, of bad mouthing other companies, especially companies that Marvel, like, again, you've had Quidd, the CEO, that has been bad mouthing Vivi, which Marvel is partnered with. Why on earth would Marvel partner with you when you're bad-mouthing like one of their babies, one of the companies that they do business with? And on top of that, it was confirmed at New York Comic Con by Marvel employees that their their dealership with Vivi, that is exclusive. These people that had worked on commission said every time we get someone to come on to sign on with Marvel, get a little check, get a little bonus. When they were put to the NFT front, they're like, okay, cool. And then suddenly, actually, no, we were told we were not allowed to go and sign on any other company. Now, I don't know if that's for the whole 10 years or 8+ years that we're going to have them now for, or if it's just for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's only for a year or 2 years. And then after that time, then Marvel's free to do, whatever they want. But I don't see I don't see Marvel doing any type of deal with this. Again, they're not NFTs, so technically Marvel could, because these guys aren't NFTs. But I don't think they're going to want to do business with someone that's bad mouthing Vivi, which is straight up, if they had any relevance at all, could affect Marvel's profits. Again, Marvel, I think just from the Marvel Mighties alone, Vivi had grossed about over $6 million just on the Marvel Mighty sale alone. And again, that's grossing. I don't know exactly what Marvel's making with that, but that's not including the secondary market. So yeah, you're gonna have. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Moving on here, we have nope, went over that. All right, so some things that we were talking about on Superstar Money's channel, and then Dan Lee's channel. Superstar Money had a 300. This was their 365th day as their 1 year anniversary. I guess they did at least one upload or one live stream every day. I didn't know they were doing that. Guys, that is not easy to do. That is very, very hard. I didn't even do that. I missed a couple days, and I actually missed a week when I was on vacation. But just to put into perspective how hard that is, again, I did not do that. They did something that I did not do, but I did 378 live streams, 275 videos, and 20 shorts last year, and I did not do what they did. So they are. That's a testament to their mental fortitude and their dedication and just their willingness to keep this going. So shout out to them. Definitely go subscribe. And a lot of things that people were talking about, people like Silicone Secure was on there, Vivi Magic was on there, a whole bunch of people. And one of the big themes that I've been hearing, whether it's been in spaces or on other people's channels, is how much people love how accepting the community is. Like when you go and see, like at DCon, I had Dogboy and Rita Baby 88 on my channel the other day for the New Year's stream, and they were just saying like, oh yeah, we we didn't really know 100% how it was going to be, but then people sat down next to us and they started talking to us like we're old friends, like we're family. And I guess I'm very privileged. I've been extraordinarily lucky with my friends, like luckier than I think most people on this earth and planet. And so I'm kind of used to that. And when I kind of got here, it's like, oh, okay, more good times, more fun. But apparently not everyone has that. And that's been a trend that I've seen where people, it's a lot easier of a pill to swallow when your bags are down, when everyone is right there with you. And I could attest to that, being in the military, when you're out and deployed or you're ever, and it sucks, okay, well, at least it sucks together and you make better times of it. Obviously this, I'm not going to say which one was better or worse, they're just different. You have a lot more, it's a lot safer here. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot, it's just something I've noticed that I don't think a ton of people are taking into account when it comes to spending money. Where do people spend their money, or where do people spend their time? Wherever people spend their time, that's generally a good place. Like if you spend your time at a bowling alley, okay, well, you're probably going to have your own ball, probably going to have your own shoes. If you get really good, you get a fingertip ball, then you get a spare ball, then you get, there's a lot, depending on what your interests are. If you're a rock climber, you're going to have a lot of rock climbing gear. Maybe you get a gym membership because a lot of things will help strengthen your back muscles and your pulling muscles. When people get that feel good, like serotonin dump from spending time around people that genuinely care about them, they're going to go and they're going to spend more time around the community, and they're going to spend more time on the app and on Twitter. And when they hear other people talking about, oh, hey, guess what I got? I got this Todd. I got this Ultra Evader. Ultra Evader's down to like 564. Is nuts. And the same things that scare kids scare them as adults when they're older. The same thing happens with love and nostalgia. The same things that you loved as a kid or feared as a kid are the same things that happen when you're an adult. How many people, raise y'all hands or comment down below if there were things that other kids had in your school or grade that you didn't have, and you felt bad for not having that, and put a finger down. And well, what happened? Like if you were old enough that you could get a job, you go and you try like heck to get it. I got a Nintendo Wii, I got a cell phone, I got a bunch of the stuff because I was working at the time. And what are people going to be doing when everybody in their showrooms, everybody's talking about, look what I got, look what I got. They're not going to want to feel left out, because again, that feeling, a lot of people think of FOMO, fear of missing out, as just running into an investment. They don't look at it as like peer pressure. They don't look at it as like, oh, everyone else is getting it, so I should get it too, as being part of the crowd. And that I don't want to say fortunately or unfortunately, that's just how people work. Uh, so that's what a lot of people were really talking about on Superstar Money's channel. On Dan Lee's channel before that I was on, we had a lot of it was macro, a lot of it was just the state of the world and Omi and where it could go and all that other stuff. And the talks after we ended were really awesome as well. But most of it was just people saying, hey, investment strategies and ideas. Crypto Rain's point of view I really liked, saying that why I liked Omi is because it has a very small market cap compared to what I'm used to investing in, compared to Tesla, all these, big tech companies and big whatever. But Rain is the opposite, where he said, Omi actually has almost had too big of a market cap for me. Crypto Rain only invests in things that have the potential, usually for 1 or 200x. If they have the potential for 1 or 200x, he seriously looks at them, and then he decides to invest. And he's invested in Omi. I don't know how many millions he has. I assume tens of millions. I don't know, but he's diversified into a lot of different things, and well, clearly he thinks Omi can 100x at one point. When I don't know. I think we 100x next bull market very easily. That's just 8.5 cents. Just to kind of play devil's advocate against myself here. Taps Trades had last time he was on my stream, we were both in a bathtub, which was magical. That was him saying that this whole FTX and this whole debacle has put crypto back a bull cycle, and he thinks we get to about 3 to 5 cents in the next bull market, and that's it. I think people are feeling a lot of fear. I think people are feeling a lot of uncertainty. I think people are feeling a lot of just really beside themselves that they didn't sell at the top, and now they're down here, and a lot of desperation. And I'm not saying that Taps was feeling like that, because Taps did a lot of things really correctly. I think Taps is just being very conservative, which is fine. But just letting y'all know, we differ on that. Moving on, there is. I've been speaking for about 17 minutes already. Do I really want? I'll do 1 or 2 more things. And again, this was covered in my last video, but we do have a monthly update from Kelly, the Vivi Fox, at Rootless Girl over on the Twitter, on the tweeters. So month over month, the active wallets for Vivi was up about 2.5%. The market trades were down about 5.8%. The market buyers were down about 1.1%. The market sellers were up about 3%. The amount of tokens minted, which I'm happy about, is down, is because and it was down about 22%. That just means that in general, the amount of mints that Vivi is going and they're making are less. But on top of that, not everything is selling out. Most points last year, Vivi did not have a, what do you call it? Even in 2021, Vivi did not have a demand problem. It sold everything it made. But then as the months went on last year, oh, this didn't sell out. This didn't sell out. And we had a little bit more and more of that. So you do have that more and more. But in conjunction with that, you do have a lot less mints, which I'm very, very bullish on. This is why I'm going pretty hard on the Mighties. This will not last forever. What do you think is going to happen as soon as they start selling out every single drop again? The mints are going to go back up, and you're going to see, Q3 of last quarter to about Q3 of this quarter. It's going to be a 1-year thing. History will be very, very interested in it. That they'll say like, oh yeah, that was the dark year where that was the year of opportunity where you only had so many mints on each drop. Again, we were very used to having one collectible in 5 different poses, and it would sell out. And then we had Swamp Thing, which is, I think, a really cool collectible. He's extraordinarily strong. He's taken blows from Superman and Wonder Woman. He's held back Superman. The dude's pretty much immortal. And it's the first DC animated collectible with sound, and it did not sell out, and it was only 1 pose. This will not last forever. I think it's great that we have these limited mints right now, but that will, when we have, this year, I think we get back up to 500,000 active daily wallets or active wallets, which is more than a 10x. Clearly, in just 1 month, we only had a little over 30,000 active wallets. So 10x from there would be a little over 300,000. I think we do a little bit more than that. Anyway, again, I've gone on for about 20 minutes here. Let's get to the comments. I'll go over some other stuff in a new video tomorrow. Wes says, after all this time, Randy Chavez still doesn't follow me on Twitter. Really? That's a lie. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hold on. Wait a tick. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, I got a message. Oh, God, a bunch of messages. Oh, okay. All right, sorry. We gonna go to the West. Do I really not? I feel like I... Oh, wow, I don't. I don't. Okay. All right, Wes, there you go. You get your follow. You get the follow. Congrats, fam. And no more follows for the rest of the day. Bill Garner says, what's up, everyone? Yo, what's up, Bill Garner? Hope you're doing well. Says, let's get more E2 land and Vivi NFTs. Heck yeah, girl. I didn't get a chance to tell. I think it was on... It might have been... I don't know. Remember if it was on Superstar Money's channel, or if it was on Dan Lee's channel, where they said... I think it was on Superstar Money's channel. They were talking about, oh, shout out to everyone here in the comments, and they mentioned you. I didn't get a chance to say that I've been privileged enough to have you as a viewer for the past 2 years, about past 2 years, because you got into Earth 2, I think, in January of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's some people have been here for a long, long time. Smarty Pants 187 says, "What's good, Randy? What's good?" Eva from Viviversity, how are you? The last time we had a podcast had to get cut short because your pupper had a nail fall off, and it looked a little raw. How's your pupper doing? How's he doing? And then we should do that again. Not rip off a nail, but go get on stream again. Justin says, I got Sam Hyde to look up Alcon and Vivi on stream. Hold on 1 second here. We gotta take a look see. I do not know who Sam Hyde is. So, Justin, if you could link me that on the Instagram, so I could find out who this person is, that would be great. Yeah. Also, what I'm going to ask people to do, since we down here right now, and I've been going on for about 20-ish minutes, is if y'all could go and smash that like button. Okay, I missed it. That is a free way to help support the channel. That'd be super great. Okay, moving on. Commas and Zeros says, Randeezy, yo, what up, Commas and Zeros? Smart Pants, yep, I got the DM. Osaya Harrow says, how does Vivi make money other than gem sales? Well, you have the secondary market in which Vivi's not technically part of the transaction. It's just peer-to-peer, where if I want to buy one of your Mighties, I'll buy one. You list it, I buy it, and then they just get their 2.5%. Marvel gets 6%. Vivi is just the host of that. So if they ever go public, or we ever get to take a look at their books, you're going to see a lot of pass-through revenue. You're going to see a lot of pass-through income. What that means is that just, let's say for me, when I was in high-risk lending, you would write a check, you send money out, and it would pay you back weekly. They would pay you back every week instead of every month, because this way the payments don't balloon and they don't miss payments. When you're lending money to people that have like 550 credit, you kind of want to get the money back as quickly as possible, and they pay you small amounts every week. And what you see in accounting is that they say, okay, well, Chavez, all of these people were paying back X amount of hundreds of dollars this week. Looks like you were making like $4,000 a week, $7,000 a week. And it's like, yes, it might look like that. But then once you take that money that's coming through your account and you're writing another check and it goes out again, that's pass-through income. That is something that you don't have to claim on your tax. I mean, you do if you have more incoming than outgoing. But you would see a lot of that on Vivi's books if they go and ever release them, if they're ever publicized, if they ever go public, because they would because they get a lot of gems, and then they collect a lot of those gems or dollars, and then they have to send a lot of it out to Marvel. They have to cut that check each month. I don't know the way they do it, if they do a check a month or if they do it every week. Would be chaos. I really hope it's not every week. it's probably once a month, and then they probably do like a check for it on. They probably do a check for it every quarter, like a big massive check, and then obviously one at the end of the year. I it got stressful for me where I only had two businesses, and I was, you know, it's probably very, very stressful for them to calculate a bunch of stuff. Bill Gardner says, noticing Namor moving up. Dude, a lot of stuff has been moving up, and it's not anything that you think would. Again, Pluto went from like, Pluto was going between like 90 and 100 gems, and it was at like 120 before. So, you know, the smarty pants over there be making that dolo, um, because he has 390 of them. It's like, Jesus, man. Let's take a look at what Pluto is right now. Yeah, Pluto's always hovering between like 90 and 100, and now it's at 115. So, you know, when you have 390 of something and you add 15 to each one, this is why stacking works, is because if you have one of something, if it goes up $15, it goes up $15. But if you have 390 of something and it goes up $15, it's like 38.50, 39. Hold on. I'm gonna, yeah. 58.50. Sorry, math. My mind is, whew, it's gone. You know, you makes almost $6,000 with it going up $15 a floor. You know, it's wild. That's a good day. It's a good day. But yeah, Namor moving up. I've noticed this before, and the more Namor moves up, the more that um Black Panther Shuri stays the same, which is very, very strange. I knew that Namor was going to go up, so I was buying a bunch of those sub 100s, and I'm so salty yesterday. I see three of them that are two of 139, 139, and 140. So I'm trying to sell like a bunch of stuff as fast as I can. I get the number 61 for 140. I get the 62 for 139. I'm about to get the number 81 for 139, and somebody beats me to it. I was like, no, because again, Namor was always, not always, but after, you know, the large dip, he was between like 60 and 70 gems. A lot of times he was 69. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And what I saw was that he was moving up appropriately, proportionate to what I think he should be based on other Marvel Mighties mint numbers, rarities, and then, you know, Namor's own. Where again, there's a lot of firsts in this set, and again, it's very, very scarce. It's the scarcest Mighty up until Shuri Black Panther, but the numbers are a little fuddled with that. We're not exactly sure how many. We know that there was like 1063 or something, and then however many were burned, left us with 973. And then after that 973, okay, at that point, did they keep an additional 90, or was the 90 that they had kept, was that the one that was burned? I don't know. It was wild. But either way, that is the only Marvel Mighty where the secret rare is not outperforming, is not like 3x. Every other secret rare is like 3x the price of its ultra rare counterpart, except for this. So I think Shuri Black Panther is very undervalued. I only have two of those. One of them I will sell because only one of them is sub 100, so one of them I will. But yeah, Namor. And again, Namor is a very important character. I do not like Namor. I think Namor is a punk, but he's extraordinarily important to Marvel Comics. He's extraordinarily important to Secret Wars. He was not just going to be in Black Panther. You will see him again. So yeah. Aaron Knight says Inspector Gadget for next Vivi. Oh, Inspector Gadget would be dope. Penny, Chief Quimby. They had a dog too, right? They definitely had a dog. Did y'all see the Inspector Gadget, the live action movie? That movie was trash. I was so excited to see it because the cartoon was really good, and then the movie, absolute god awful. I don't like. There was a period in like the 90s where movies just sucked. You knew they were gonna suck, but you went to see them anyway. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Bill Gardner says, "I'm buying just a Cozy Dan poster, $18. Oh, nice. Yeah, those. There's a lot of decon artists that are, some of them are going to blow up. I think Luke Chu actually One of his, it got, I have to look this up because it did the craziest move that I've ever seen in this. No, no, Journey into it. No, no, not that. Holidays, elves, no, elves. What the heck? Iron Fist, Decon Mascot. Oh, maybe I deleted it. Okay, no, the Headspace Black Bear by Luke Chu. The Headspace Black Bear. It had increased about 451%. That's absolutely wild. The Luke Chu and Monkey King. And again, is that I like Luke Chu. I'm friends with Luke Chu. I had a bunch of his Ghost Bears. He was on the podcast. We follow each other on Twitter. I hope that he's one of the decon artists that blow up, because some of them will, but some of them have already peaked. You don't know which ones they are. I hope Luke Chu blows up because he's a cool dude. I could picture Mumbot really blowing up. She's not on here yet, but she does have an agreement with the Comey. I could picture a couple of them blowing up. I think who's the cat, not the tomcat, the one that has the Chevy taillights for eyes. Oh my, it's a cat. Oh god, Bronson, Cat Bronson. That one I think has a really good potential. I think the Brian Viveros one's the one that was most recently, the one with like the naked girl with the arm with the rounds on her, or she looks like she's gonna go and like just heck people up. I think that one's really good. I think the cat statue, that one's really good as well. I mean, if anyone's ever watched Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and what happened? Okay, well, spoilers, but a bunch of the settlers that settled in Louisiana, where they had the hottest peppers in Louisiana, they had pirates, and the head pirate Morgan Moonscar came in and just trashed the island, and you knew there were some crimes being committed. You knew, like, crimes against humanity, travesties of justice, like the humanity that must have been felt those days when Morgan Moonscar was pillaging and just destroying this whole settlement. Well, he forced a bunch of the people to go into the croc-infested waters where they got eaten. A couple of people got away, though. Ms. Lenoir, Simone, and Jacques the ferry driver, they prayed to their cat god, and they gave him eternal life. So when you have something like a cat statue, like we had, I don't have it anymore. I sold it. But that's something that I feel like. So I think teens are really, really. It's easy to follow. It's easy to start something, and it's easy to follow. I've seen this, my own experiences, and I've lived with teens before. I have a bunch of my people that I live with, their cousins are teens, where they just get into something for like no good reason, and they just love it. I remember I was living with my friend Mark. His daughter and her friends had they were like a circle with like a picture of my friend Mark in the middle, like praise Mark, praise Mark. I was like, oh my god, these kids are crazy. I just happen to think that a statue of a cat, look at the internet. Cats have pretty much taken over internet without even trying, and when you have something like that, I just think that's one of those things that could do really, really well. Again, just my opinion. If we ever have a Dashi statue on Vivi, it's over. Anyway, Omi Panda says, evening, Randy, Dashi, and fam. Oh, good evening, senor. Joseph Catalano says, when storing Omi on a ledger, it categorizes under Ethereum, right? I do not have a ledger, so I do not know. That would be a question for, I guess, Foster. Foster Hill has a video on it. I don't know who else has a video on it. Just post a question on Twitter. Be like, hey, how does this happen? Again, I don't know. I only use Trust Wallets. Not that Ledgers are bad. I think Ledgers are great. I just don't have one. Where was I? Jeremy Howson says, listening at the gym. Just saw a guy I hadn't seen in a few years. Told me he's waiting on some investments to raise again and make him a millionaire. And I thought, welcome to the club. Oh, my man, Jeremy Howson. Get that bread. Oh, okay. Bill Garner. Jeremy House says, Terminator 2, the T-1000 disguised himself as a cop. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Inspector Gadget and T-1000. But again, why would you have the T-1000 before you have, Arnold, the Terminator, I'll be back. Why would you? Again, I'm hopeful for, both would be cool, but RoboCop would also be cool. I love David so much. do I have? Okay, moving on. Aaron, you done fudged up, Aaron, saying, got whitelisted today for crypto to gem, get that bread. So again, last time we've had something that people got whitelisted for was the MTL. And, cash out. As soon as people started getting whitelisted, like a month later, everyone got it. I think by February, at some point in February, everybody has crypto pay-in. Good catalyst. Good catalyst. Justin says, I think some secret rare Spidey sold. Oh, actually, yeah, a secret rare Miles sold. So there's a bunch. Let me go and see what other stuff has sold for right. Meow. 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 All I ever wanted was to see you smiling. All right, so I took a look at a lot of the data, and it's a lot of partner statues, Todd's, and something else. There's a Wonder Woman, there's a Thor secret rare, there's a Todd, and Vader's. There's been a lot of Vader's, partners, and Todd's. Steamboat Willie, that's really cool. Superman, that's really cool. Wonder Woman, Ultra Rare Vader, Todd, Ultra Rare Vader. Yeah, there's a million of these. So a lot of those are being bought and sold. Bill Garmer says, I commented to Modern Investor about coming on your show, and he liked the comment. Hopefully at some point, could reach out to him on Twitter too. Desperation is the best time to get if you're the getter and not the desperate. 100,000%. I've messaged this guy, the Modern Investor. I am following. Oh, maybe I didn't message him. I've definitely commented on his on his YouTube. But I guess I couldn't message. I guess he took off the messages. I gotta take off the messages because I'm not gonna lie, it's wild. So he says, now might be the best time to buy, according to ... Howdy, friendo. Ooh. Would you like to come on the podcast to talk about investing? Omi. Well, I guess I put investing Vivi, investing the Veve, the hashtag Veve, investing Vivi, Web3, etc. My subscribers and I would love to have you on. Exclamation point. And okay, commented. Let's see how he responds. All right, where was I? David Shaw says, "Where's Tabs? Is he okay?" Yes, Tabs is fine. He lives out in Cali. He's. I mean, we don't. Well, I haven't reached out in a while. I should. But again, he's also very busy. There's a difference between like, hey, we haven't heard from this person in a while. Are they okay? Versus, hey, we know this guy is like busier than the president. Let's not bother him. I think Taps falls into the latter category, but nah, he's good. He's just. So y'all know that he got a new job last year. And he, oh, that was good water. He got a new job last year, and he just, he's very, very busy. And again, he's planning a wedding. You know, he's engaged. He's got stuff to do. He's got stuff going on. And I mean, let's face it. You know, if you get a new job where you're probably making more than the old job, and you already have a bunch of like, he knows what to do. He knows like I've been conflicted about this very thing as well, and we had a conversation about this. Why am I still streaming? Why am I not just going back to work for 1 year, make a fudge ton of money, and by that, because then clearly, you know, you lose the momentum and you don't. I mean, it's really hard to go out and say eventually, not now, but at some point, I'll be like, hey guys, Omi's to the moon. I know I haven't been here a while for, you know, a couple of years, but you know, pony up because I wanna start a charity now. It's really hard to ask people for money when you haven't been there for a while. You just pop in just to, you know, and not that Taps wants to do that. He doesn't. I want to do that. You know, when I started the charity, clearly I'm going to use most of my own money, but also would be nice to be able to dip into the pool of people I've helped make rich. Of course, this is not financial advice ever. But yeah, so this is Taps is doing what I cannot. He is making a lot of that money. I hope he surpasses my amount of Omi. He said he will. I hope he does. If he does, great. If not, it doesn't matter. He's still gonna have a lot anyway. Um, and then yeah, I mean, also it is not, looking at it. If somebody were to ask me, hey, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I'd say like, okay, well, and it's about Vivi and Omi, I would tell them, okay, well, listen, you're gonna get 90% of people that are gonna be like, hey, this is cool, good info, thanks for this unique perspective, but there'll be probably 5 to 10% of people that will be like, you suck, you're a scammer, go kill yourself, you're a clown. Like it's gonna be there's a decent amount of that, especially on Reddit. Um, so I would tell someone like, listen, if what's your background? Were you in the military and that'll make you laugh, and you have a dark sense of humor, and it'll be funny, or are you someone that has not ever really had a high pressure job or situation before, and um, is this going to affect you mentally? And if they're the latter, I would steer them in the direction of not doing that. I'd be like, hey, just go on Spaces, or hey, just do polls on Twitter. Interact with that, because I mean that. And I'm not saying that that's Taps. Clearly, Taps could, he could laugh things off as well. Um, but again, it's just goes to say that sometimes it's really not worth the aggravation. It's not worth answering the same question 50 million times. It's not worth having your DMs be blown up and taking away from, again, like I'm about as single as you can get. Taps is engaged. Taps, taking away time from your significant other and your friends. And I mean, I went on, there's some friends I haven't seen in years. You go on one vacation and then suddenly they're like, oh, yeah, you don't hang out with me. You go on a week-long vacation. And it's like, oh, God damn, sorry, you get a lot of shit, excuse my language. You do. So it's, I don't blame Taps for not putting out a bunch of content. I don't blame anyone if they want to take a break, because it's a lot of times it sucks. Now don't get me wrong. Like, I have a good time. Like there's a reason why I did 378 lives last year. There's a reason why I put out over 600 pieces of content last year. It's because I like it. It's because it's fun. You guys keep me laughing, and also, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I see where the token's going. I see where Veve collectibles are going. If there was, again, like it's okay to change your mind about something when new information is presented. This time last year, no, it says 2022. This time 2 years ago, 2021, I was finishing off paying this $80,000 Pokemon card. Excuse me. I was about to make an offer for that same Pokemon card, but another copy that somebody else had, for another $220,000. Got declined. I had Bitcoin, I had Tesla. I had a bunch of Earth 2 properties, but that was my only really venture into the Web3 metaverse space. And that's what I was gonna have. I was gonna have all four of those things, and I was gonna just have my YouTube channel that covered Earth 2 and Pokemon sales data, and that's it. And have a podcast every now and then. And everything changed with the Fire Nation attack. No, like, everything changed when I found out what Omi and Vivi was. So when you get into this, let's say in last year in January, and you buy a bunch of things that you think are really going to be worth it long term, and you don't have the money, but you put them on credit cards, and you buy it at the top, and it sucks because you spend the rest of the year paying them off, and now they've gone down, 80%, 90% value, whatever. And suddenly you think it sucks. You bought Omi at 0.008, and now it's down 90-ish%. I get it, 100%. I do. But if I can go and put out information and analyze the data in a way that nobody else is doing, which I know I've done, I continuously do, and it tells somebody, oh, hey, I didn't think of it like that. I didn't think to look at what Meta is going to spend by the end of the decade. It was about $250 billion. I didn't think to look at what the ROI would be for the metaverse at large. I didn't think to look at what collecting was at large. I didn't think at how Vivi was this disruptive. Because there's a lot of noise out there that says Vivi's just, minting their tokens just to make their money. Sure, you want the company you're invested in to continue having heavy cash flow. That's what you want. But if you look at it, if I can offer a certain type of perspective that others just haven't shown, then I should probably do it. I forget where I was going with this. This is a long-winded response on what Taps is doing right now. He's fine. He's good. I'll be at his wedding and I'll take a selfie with him just so y'all are. I also told him I'd invite him to my wedding. The imagine of my wedding would involve Taps as well, but I don't think that would be possible. Anyway, Bill Gardner says in the bull market, I couldn't land anything. It's a good point. No problem, Wes. You're welcome for the follow. In the bull market, I couldn't land anything. Yeah, it was hard. There's a lot of bots. There was something else I really wanted to say before, and I completely forget what it was. It went away. It's gone. Sorry, guys. I look how far Vivi's come. Where in 2021, you could not get this. You could not get the bot. You couldn't get a lot of drops because their servers timed out. You got kicked off the app. There was bots galore. It wasn't like that. It's not like that anymore. I mean, every now and then there was an issue like last week where you did get kicked off the app, and now you don't. Now it's they fixed whatever bug was happening in there. They seem to have fixed it. Where is my Play Store? I'm gonna see if there's an update. I don't think there was. There was no update. Okay, but whatever it was, they must have fixed it off in the background. Every now and then, when the app goes down and they say, "Oh, it's going to be down for, X amount of hours or whatever," they usually do patch a couple of things. So yeah. I keep forgetting. Oh yeah. So what happens when? Yeah, I was talking about people that are feeling really beside themselves. E-Trade did a study a few years ago saying, okay, who are our best investors? Who are our best traders? Who are the accounts of people that are doing the right thing? What are they doing? And we'll use that to model other investment strategies. And what they found really surprised them. The accounts that had done the best out of all of the people that had that was under E-Trade's client list were the people that had died. The people that had died and the accounts just weren't being managed. Well, how did they make money? Well, clearly they bought and then they could not sell, so they held. And, on a long enough timeline, buy and hold good companies, going to go up. So, not financial advice, not brown-financial advice. Obviously, Braytex DTH, don't mean name as well. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Bill Garner says, been watching since the Office and car videos. Yeah, I remember. I was in my office every single night. It's like sobbing because I was getting like 4 hours of sleep a night. I was, ooh, lordy, that was not, that was not fun. Looking back on it now, I was like, the good old days. That was not a good time. I am very, very thankful to be living how I am right now and not having to do that. That was insane. I don't know how I didn't commit seppuku. Millionaire Tees, give me that sad face. Oh, why the sad face? Love you, Millie. Carlos Castron says, if they drop Pokemon, it would change everything about Vivi. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what would it change? I mean, Vivi's already a top 20 grossing app. It's been a top 10 before, and it will reclaim that spot. It's not like their biggest license is like Tokidoki. When you have Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney, and DC, it's like, okay, they've made it. Obviously, Pokemon beats every single one of them because Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise of all time. People go crazy for Pokemon, and that's not going to change. Okay, Winnie the Pooh and Hello Kitty are fantastic, but they've also been around. They've also been around for a hell of a lot. Winnie the Pooh's been around for 100 years. Mickey Mouse been around for 100 years. Like how many? When was the last good Mickey Mouse movie you saw? Riddle me that, Batman. All right. Riddle me that, Batman. When was the last good Mickey Mouse TV show or movie you saw? Now, I know that there is a Mickey Mouse and Friends show on Disney Plus, and on YouTube it gets like 50 million views. It's a lot. But what adults are into that? What adult, like, if you have kids or grandkids and they're watching that, sure, 100% you're gonna watch that. But maybe some girls have like a Winnie the Pooh tattoo. I don't know any dudes with a Winnie the Pooh tattoo. That being said, I am super excited for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that movie this year. Comes out. Cocaine Bear comes out. Got Mandalorian season 3. Ant-Man. This is going to be a great year for movies. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, like I don't know any 28-year-old dude that's pumped about a normal Winnie the Pooh thing. I have a Winnie the Pooh collectible. It's a lot of older people, and the older people are buying it for their kids, but 25, 38, 40-year-olds, like they're not pumped about Winnie the Pooh. I'm pumped about Pokemon. I will always be pumped about Pokemon. Gyarados. I will never not be pumped about Pokemon. My friend's in there. My friend Meg just completed her Pokedex the other day for Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, whatever it is. And she's 4 years younger than me. She's 20, 28, 27? Whatever. That's the generation. And the older people, they are going to not be here 30 years from now. Us, our late 20s, early 30s, we are going to, hopefully, knock on wood, are going to be here 30 years from now. And we'll have an additional 30 years to grow our wealth. And we'll still be like, I can picture senior centers in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, where seniors will be playing Super Smash Brothers, and they'll have The Office on in the background, and they will be playing with their digital collectibles. Because that's the stuff we grew up with. It's I don't even know. Like, yeah, some seniors, they buy art and they do whatever, but the amount of people that love Pokemon is not going to go down. It's not. The amount of people that are brought into that are going to love Pokemon is going to increase. Everybody already knows who Winnie the Pooh is. There's nowhere to go but down. I mean, you could, I guess, make it popular again somehow. I don't know what content Winnie the Pooh has. I know that Mickey Mouse has a Mickey and Friends thing, but right now the partner statue is probably one of the most important, if not, it's probably the most important piece on the app. And then right next to that would probably be Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Why? Because everybody in the world knows who Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man is. But where's the better ROI? Not everybody knows who Miles Morales is. If you're a comic book nerd, or if you have kids that watch Spidey and His Amazing Friends, you'll know who Miles is. But I don't know. Do you think most of our parents, if you don't have kids, do you think they know who Miles Morales is? Mine don't. They'd be like, "Oh, is that your new brown friend?" That's what they would say. A lot of these things that have a lot of room to grow, that's the stuff that probably looking at. I think that now that being said, we were kind of in this fishbowl. We're kind of in this bubble of, we think that a lot of people think that, okay, well, Spider-Man is priced in because everybody knows who Spider-Man is. Okay, but like 1% of 1% of 1% of the population is in this. We could triple the amount that's in this, and a lot of people that could be in this, they might not know who Miles Morales is. They might see, oh, it's scarce and that's what people are buying, but they just don't have that connection. People will probably have that connection with Peter Parker. People might not have a connection with Miles yet. Now, a lot of minorities do, like myself, because, brown Peter Parker, it's Miles Morales. And again, not brown Peter, completely different character, different whatever. But why do a lot of people love Master Chief from Halo? It's because you don't see his face. You can picture yourself as Master Chief because he could be anybody. Peter Parker, yeah, he wears a mask. At the end of the day, you know he's white. Yeah, and I've cosplayed as Peter Parker Spider-Man because I wore a mask. I cosplayed as Wade Winston Willson Deadpool because I could wear a mask. Now that wasn't necessary. I didn't cosplay them necessarily because they were white. I cosplayed them because I'm fairly ugly and that hides my face. So that and that why did I cosplay as Bane? Not 100% because he was brown, because he wears a mask. So that's when you have more than half the population, or that's brown. They might identify with Miles Morales a little more. This is why I don't understand in like a lot of these like war movies or a lot of these like military movies. You see a lot of like 30-year-old white men, which is fine. There's clearly tons of those. But I feel like when I served, dude, everyone was like brown or black. There was a bunch of minorities. Like white people were the minority in the military. Like it was. I feel like it's a lot easier for a lot of the world to identify with one character than the other, and that's why you have a bunch of different Spider-Man. That's why you have a black Superman. That's why you have, and that's why when they do cast a black Superman, I hope it's that black Superman character. I hope it's not a black Clark Kent, because why would you do that to Clark Kent when there is already a black Superman? When there is already, I hope they don't have um a black Hal Jordan. Why? It's not because I don't think black people can act. It's because we already have a black Green Lantern. It's John Stewart. That's my favorite Green Lantern. And again, I don't want this to get all into like race or whatever, but it's just how people can identify. Anyway, and this all came from just if they drop Pokemon, that would change everything about Vivi. Um, I mean, you'd see a hell of a gem squeeze. You would see deals like you've never seen before. People be flooring their stuff. Collectibles will drop 20% pretty easily. If they said Pokemon, and if they announced a drop, oh my god, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Yeah, that would be insane. I don't even know what I'd do. I don't know what to do. Z says, dude, I can sell all my collectibles on Quid except my Marvel ones. The pops, the comics, everything is transfer only. What's up with that? I don't know. I just know that Marvel's probably not going to do a deal with them. Probably it's not a Marvel. It says, let's go. NFT Hero says, Quid were obviously selling Marvel collectibles on the secondary market without permission. Ah, that's probably what they were. But yeah. Also, I'm about 30 minutes behind on the comments. I'm so sorry. Oh, my buddy of mine says, watching me right meow. Nice. Thanks for the support. Bill Gardner says, watching Vivi Magic stream, she showed a picture on David Yu's house, which showed a thank you letter from Vice President Kamala Harris. Thoughts? Why would he have this? Okay. This is a very good thing that you're bringing up. Was it a mistake that they showed that? I don't know. I don't know. Send me the link to that stream. I really want to see that. I actually don't know. Just as I sent it to you. Oh, you sent me the other thing. Okay, cool. Copy. Thank you. Let me see what Justin's thing was, and then I'll get back to where you once belong. Sorry. I like the Beatles. Sam Candyman Hyde. The heck? Oh, he's got 160,000 subscribers, and Justin said he was able to get him on to get him to look up Vivi on his channel. Very nice, Justin. Very nice. All right. Bill Garner, if you can send me that link to where Vivi Magic was streaming, where she showed a picture, David Yu's house, which showed a thank you letter from Vivi Kamala Harris. Actually, let me take a picture of that, because I gotta send this to a buddy of mine. David's making the rounds. I'll see what a buddy might. Yeah, I'll see what it says. There's government deals, USPS perhaps. I'd imagine there could be more government deals. I mean, what do kids like to play with when they're younger? Especially young boys like to play with army men. They like to, like make sure. Okay, put the sniper up here. But like, do you want to play? You want to pretend? You want to go? You want to like? Oh God, like war is just like in us. Um, you want to play with that, but also kids like to build model airplanes, and kids like to, have guys in parachutes and jump out of these airplanes. And if I worked around airplanes for 4 years in the military. If they were to have like, and most likely they do some cool stuff like, fighter pilot, fighter jets and whatever. But if they had cargo planes, if they had C-17s, if they had KC-10s, if they had C-5s, heck, even C-12s, like I'd be all over that. I'd be like, oh, my babies, what I worked on for years, like I would, oh God, I'd love that. Um, tanks are cool, dude. So there's something called a center of balance when you're in the military and you have to find this, like, where is the center of balance, because some things are over, they're really front heavy, some things are really heavy on the aft end. And what you take a look at, like, how do you do that with a tank? Because the tank, it's just has four, it doesn't have the four wheels, it just has, the treads. What you have to do is you have to take a large piece of dunnage, a large piece of wood, and that's flat, and then you have to have the tank drive over it, and then wherever it doesn't lean to one side when it's perfectly balanced, boom, that's the center of balance. So that's really cool. You get to do that in my job. You ever try to fit a helicopter into a C-17? You have about 3 inches on top and 3 inches on bottom of wiggle room, or else you just ruin like a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment. And that is probably the most stressful thing to ever do, is load, T helicopter over on a, like, my God, man, that is hard. But yeah, it's possible that you might have some government deals. Maybe NASA, maybe some rocket ships. I mean, we have some USPS stuff. I mean, and that was actually, the USPS stuff had made a lot of, let me go and take a look. Oh, where did I put that? 2 years ago, yada, 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 over the best part. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Okay, maybe it's over here, because a lot of the stuff that was trading the other day was trading, oh, maybe I don't have it. A lot of the stuff that was trading was the top four. Out of the top four, three of them were the elf stamps, which are wild. You wouldn't expect that. Like, who's buying those? Pablo Sanamaro says 400 million. We're so close, Pablo. We'll get there in probably 10 to 14 days. Z says, Bill, because Vivi is the chosen one. Bye, homie. Probably, yeah. Justin says, we got the lizard clones on. Justin, I love you so much, man. See, this is why I stream. Because people say some outrageous stuff like, we got the lizard clones on board. Bill Garter says, Shane just tweeted flyover. I retweet that. Okay, Shane, what you got for me, girl? Girl? Tell me something, girl. Are you happy? Oh, the Earth 2 Discord held up. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Look at her butt. Look at how fast that renders. Oh my god, look at the... Oh, that is beautiful. Oh god, that's so fucking cool. That is so fucking cool. Shane, I love you. What? Moving on. Bill Gardner says, also, I guess Bill's football player just collapsed on the field. Might be dead. Temporarily suspended the game. Ambulance on the field pretty well. Oh, damn. Dude, Jeremy Renner had a big thing with a snowblower accident this morning. Like, ran over his leg. I don't know what happened. Apparently he was in critical condition. Yeah. Dropping like flies. There's a couple people that died at the end of last year. Barbara Walters, football player, soccer player, and then I think the Pope. There's a bunch of people that died. It's been an eerie week. Eerie week. Justin says, did you convert your OMI to ERC20? I did. I had a bunch of Go chain OMI. Like, over 50 million worth of GoChain Omi, or over 50 million Omi that was on GoChain. And I finally converted it. It cost millions of Omi to convert because it was so much, and the gas was so high, but I did it. Says the guy in the chat earlier said Trust Wallet doesn't support GoChain anymore. Oh man, I must have just done it at the right time. It did until a few months ago though, but man, that would have sucked. Gary O says, good evening, 400 million, let's go. Dude, we're so close. We're so close. We are so close to 400 million. We are like, let's take a look. I'm taking a look at one. I know it's at least it's 398. 398.6. So we have 1.4 million left before we get there. Z says, can't trust a man bun. Sorry. He didn't have a man bun. He just had he had a ponytail like I do. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes you just gotta put your thing in a ponytail. Pablo Santa Maria says, I got you with an animal charity. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Says, what did Quidd lie about? Quidd just had some forward-looking statements saying, yeah, we're going to talk to Marvel and they might get, we might renegotiate a deal. They're not, they know exactly what they did. They know that they were bad-mouthing Vivi, like, a lot, which is obviously clearly one of the ways that Marvel makes a lot of money. And, they claim they're fans of Marvel. The CEO is like, oh, AK-15. And the only reason he even knew at least that much was because of what's been going on at Vivi and all the noise he's seen. I don't think they're actually fans of Marvel, and they definitely did not do Marvel any favors by going and bad-mouthing Vivi. I'm pretty sure that's probably why Marvel left in the first place. Anyway, Nirwan R says, Happy New Year, brother. Oh, cheers, mate. Happy New Year's, everybody. Justin says, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is the most normal Ohio movie. I cannot heckin' wait. And what's unfortunate though is it looks like a lot of the other characters are already dead. At least Eeyore is, because you see Rip Eeyore. You see like Eeyore's like tombstone, or you see like Rip Eeyore. So you know he's already gone. Now there could be Roo, there could be Piglet, there could be others in there, but they could do like an Avengers type thing where Winnie the Pooh is in this part of the woods, and then Rabbit's in this part, and Tigger's in this part, and like how you had like that really badass, awesome Wookiee, Chrysanthemum, like the black one that's like the gladiator one.Maybe you have like instead of like a normal orange tiger, you have a black tiger, and then it's like a black Tigger, and then you just go and it could be so cool. It could be so cool if they did that. They probably won't, but I think it'd be really cool. Bunch of creative ways. And dude, Mr. Owl, is that his name? Mr. Owl? I forget. Tamara Hanna says, I'm glad I finally got a Partners. Partners is that is one of the most important, if not the most important piece on Vivi. That signifies, I think it's more symbolic that it signifies the relationship between them. I mean, the only other company to ever get the Steamboat Willie license was Lego. And, to trust Vivi not just with the Mickey Mouse and Steamboat license, but with Walt. No one's ever got that before, like ever. So yeah, you've got a lot of really, again, symbolic. And Spider-Man, there's a bunch of Spider-Man on there. There's only one Walt. And how much am I going to have to pay for the partner statue? I don't know. I'll probably have to pay a lot of money for that partner statue in the future. Probably 5 figures, but I'll get one because of its significance and because I feel like I have to. Yeah. Subby0 says, playing Halo right now. Hey-o. Congrats. Halo's such a good game. So fun. Oh, dude. Early to mid-2000s Halo with your friends. Oh, hits different. Jeremy Howson says, maybe I should get a Winnie the Pooh tattoo. My last year of high school, my calculus teacher used to sit us 18-year-olds on the mat and read us a chapter of Winnie the Pooh. It was weird and awesome. That does sound awesome. That sounds fun. If you have a memory like that, I can see. Yeah. Bill Gardner says, I'll send the link. It was when she interviewed Asapa? Who's Asapa? Meow Meow? What's Meow Meow? Ooh. Buddy mine's getting some Omi. Woo. Okay, where was I? All right, Bill Gardner, send me that bread. When you can, send me that bread. Okay, we don't care. Brandon M says, I just watched that Vivi Magic video. Oh my gosh, send me the link. Send me the link. I feel like that that meme's like, let me in. Let me in. Roby1 Kenobi says, yo, Chavez, Happy New Year. I'm completely optimistic. Let's freaking go. Yeah, I am too. There's so much to be happy about. There's so much to be excited about. This is going to be a really cool couple of years. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. Carlos Castron says, when does the 10-year mark start for Vivi? 2018 and forward or 2020? I mean, for Vivi, probably 2020 because that's when the app launched. I would say then. But, you know. NFT Hero says, the elf stamps are cheap MCP points. That's true. They do be cheap. Justin's laughing. NFT Hero says, on Vivi feed, all 4 are the elves today. Oh, wow. It's amazing. I sent it. His name is Akash? Okay, Akash. All right, let's go to the tape. Mr. Akash. Where did you send it? I don't think I see it. And did you send it on... You didn't send it on Messenger, right? Did you send it on Messenger? Or did you send it... You sent a DM on Twitter, right? I don't... unless I'm tripping here. Oh, hang on. Wait a sec. Wait 1 second. No. All right, I thought Vivi tweeted something. So I got a notification from the Discord, but not their actual Twitter, which is weird. Anyway, yeah, Bill Gardner. I'm not seeing the message there. Just send it again when you can because I don't see it. 15 minutes, 10 seconds into Vivi Magic stream. Justin says field trip. Okay, with Acast shows Kamal letter. All right, 15 minutes. I'm just gonna Google I'm just gonna YouTube Vivi Magic and then I'll go to her most recent. Copy. What did you say? 15 minutes, 10 seconds. If you're going to watch it, obviously like the video because she's great. We love her.
And I can show you one of his messages that I received 2 days back. I received this message from David Yu. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
And he writes that thank you again for this gift. It is very well displayed at home. So that means this piece has landed at his home, and the card you see next to the piece, he has placed this Mickey in a...
From our family to yours, we wish you peace, love, and happiness this holiday season and into the new year. That doesn't look like maybe it is.
Very special place that I can imagine of, and I thanked him for that. That made my day also. It was a greeting received from Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, to David. So he has placed this Mickey next to that greeting. So it was a very special moment for me, and I thanked him, and I just said, you just made my day, David.
Aww, that's so sweet. So how did you, I think I heard that.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Oh, god damn it. I need more Omi. I gotta sell everything. I gotta sell everything and buy more Omi. Oh, Jesus, man. I need to like take a lap or something. I need to. Nope. I had a lot of protein. Oh no, hold on. 40 and then 30, 70, and then the 63, the 69. Nice. So it's 70 and 69. So 139. I only had 139 grams of protein today. I need to eat a lot more. Wow. I just need to process this real quick. Not that I didn't believe you before, but now it's real. Now it's that's not easy to do. Well, I mean, usually, okay. Let me say this. Every year, every couple of years, whoever's president will have a dinner, right? And the dinner will be $30,000 a plate if you want to go. And that $30,000 a plate gets you food, and maybe it gets you a handshake with the sitting president if they're running for re-election. Most likely what you're going to get is minute and a half with the vice president. So a lot of people pay $30,000 to not even meet the president, but to meet the vice president for a minute and a half. That's important. That's and clearly, well, I got to read that again because clearly it's from our family to yours. We wish you peace, love, and happiness this holiday season and into the new year. I mean, how do you get on that list? How do you, you have to, that is not, I don't think that's easy to do. Like, it's easy if you're in that political sphere and you do it to everyone, she probably signs, 800 of those to congressmen, senators, wives, whatever, because you have to. But she doesn't have to do that for David Yu. Doesn't have to do that for anyone outside of government. And this is not, like, he's not CEO of an American company. It's not like Elon Musk where, yeah, you're doing a lot of good things for America. Where, you're, CEO of a foreign company, and she's still doing that. That's a, I'd really like to have, next time, all right, guys, 100-hour stream, get David on the podcast. Just to ask him that question. Oh man. All right, we got to plan out this 100-hour stream. 16 hours, 33 hours, 69 hours, 100 hours. I should probably talk to him first and be like, hey, when are you not completely busy and your schedule not completely packed? That's wild. I'm sorry, I'm just stuck on this, but it's not easy to do. Okay, I'm moving on now. Carlos Castron says, cool. Near1R says, thank you for all the great videos you do. I started 2022 with 10K OMI and ended with 30 million OMI. OMI to the moon, Q4, 2024, Q2. Yes, that's when we'll probably rocket off in the next Bitcoin halving. But we could see some growth, but we will see some growth before then. Carlos Castron says, I really love the idea of burning collectibles, no lie. Me too. I got a couple hundred Lokis to burn, and I'm not afraid to burn them. Just says so much for dry powder. Bogar says, right, what was that about? Kamala and David got some kind of deal going. Or they already inked the deal. I mean, I knew it since last summer when I said we're going to the moon, but Jesus, man. Brandon M says, I don't want to read too much into that VP letter. It's kind of hard not to, yeah. It just says Kamala went to the Hallmark store one time. The guy says, but he's got a greeting card from her. Why? Hand signed too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if they were at the same event, how do you talk? I mean, does Kamala have kids? All right, we gotta Google all this. We have to learn all we can about Kamala Harris. And now I'm afraid to talk anything bad about her. Okay, 58 years old. She is married. She has parents, but no kids. Because it would make sense, like, hey, David, my kids are into this Vivi app that I guess you're a part of, and I, yeah, they can't get anything. You got to give us something, or we're banning you. And then they're like, okay, what do they want? It's like, well, they're really into these Myrmecornos. Okay, perfect. Here's the number 39. Here's the number 38. Give it to them. Please don't ban. Like, I don't know. It could have been something. It could have been something like that. Like, oh, David, CEO of Vivi, I know you. My kids love your stuff. You know, they can't get anything because of the drops. You know, that they keep getting kicked out and the bots. And he's like, oh, well, here to. And I can picture that happening. But if she doesn't have kids, does she even have any siblings? All right, let's take a look at a spouse, parents, relatives. All right, family of Kamala Harris. Junior, okay. Immediate family is her hubby. He's the husband of Kamala Harris. Is born to Jewish parents. Michael and Barbara Emhoff in Brooklyn, New York. Lived in New Jersey from 69 to 81. Good point. Like I said, it's regardless of who is in power, Republican, Democrat, it should be an honor to meet the president. I was very lucky during the Obama administration where Obama had come to our base and to be on the same flight line as the president. It's really cool. Because again, you know, he doesn't just take normal air travel when he has to meet at the UN Council in New York City. Well, where does he go? Well, you fly into McGuire Air Force Base and then you take a, private motorcade. This is just what you do. So we flew into McGuire Air Force Base. There's a lot of presidents that flew in. Presidents from other countries. We we did this thing where we helped the president of Argentina with his plane, and they gave us a bunch of free wine. Now, I don't drink wine, so I gave that to my supervisor. I got to get him on the podcast one day. I don't know. I don't have those pictures. I don't know where they went. But yeah, it's, president, vice president, president's campaign manager. It's, yeah, it's an honor to always do that. But back in what was it, sometime last decade, when Obama was president, he was asked, who's your favorite superhero? And President Obama said, probably Spider-Man. And there's no higher praise that you can get than a sitting president saying that he he loves you as his favorite character. And I think that was before Miles got released. I think it was like 2014, something like that. I was in the military, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is maybe this is why Vivi hasn't hired any lobbyists that we know of, because maybe they don't need to. When you have a sitting vice president sending you a letter, maybe it's possible that some legislation that goes in might be like, oh no, Vivi, we like Vivi. Let's leave them and Omi alone. Let's leave them conspicuously absent from these things. Does it work like that? Probably not. But it also could. God, that is wild. Yeah, I mean, other people that would get letters from, I mean, you could have people in the military, like high-ranking people, not people like me. Although what I did with eSecure, got a lot of praise for that one. That was a good one. I can't talk about it, but whew, that was a good one. You'd have military leaders and some people that, in the military in general, some things that other people can take credit for, but you'd have members of Congress, you'd have members of the Senate, you'd have the Supreme Court justices. You might have some American business owners, like maybe Elon Musk, maybe the employees at SpaceX, because astronauts are rock stars. So you might have some SpaceX employees, you might have some people at NASA, you might have some people in the energy sector. I mean, again, Kamala Harris is, a Democrat. They're very, very big in the energy. So you might have some scientists, like the scientists that just broke through that fusion technique. They might even get some from the president. But the connection that David could have, that Kamala sent, oh God, I don't know. This is something to think about. And what are the consequences of him having a relationship? And again, when I say relationship, just a friendship, just like business relationship, whatever it is. That I can only think good things. Any political person, that has any weight behind them at all, congressman, senator, even just a representative, can only be good things. But have a sitting vice president. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into it, give too much away, but good stuff. Anyway, Super VBK says, what do you think is best stack opportunity for Viviverse? I think some of the cars might be, if you have a racing game in the Viviverse, I think some of the cars might be really good. Again, how do you have a successful game? Well, when you're able to have millions of players. Do we have millions of cars? No, but we have over 100,000 cars, between all the DeLoreans and between the Ecto 1s and the Aston Martins. And again, we have GM and we have Fast and Furious, and we have Lambo. So we're probably going to get, at some point over 1 million cars. And then we would, at that point, be able to go and have millions, or at least 1 million people play that game. And what I also think, cars are easy to do. If anyone's ever seen the original Ghost Rider with Nick Cage, great transformation scene, by the way. Well, you see the original Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider that came before him, and he's not riding a car, he's not riding a motorcycle, he's riding a horse. And the horse kept up with the car. Why? Why? It's because, and why do I bring that up? It's because I think that it's possible that anything rideable could be rideable in the Viviverse, like the hoverboards, like the Mermicornos and Unicornos. It could be a water thing. Dude, there's this, it's called, I think, the BC Avengers, where the BC Avengers were made up of like old school Wolverine and Ghost Rider was there. And Ghost Rider was riding a mammoth, and the mammoth was flaming. It was the coolest freaking thing I ever saw. Ghost Rider riding a flaming mammoth. My brown little mind exploded. Lori Brenner says, good evening, Randy. Good evening, Lori Brenner. How's it going? What do you think the best stack option? Yeah, so I mean, it's probably going to be something that we don't see coming. Could you imagine if, like, the Kripkins get, like, a thing? That'd be wild. God damn. God damn. Sorry, I want to get something from the vice president. Text file says Kamala has kids, adult kids. Oh, the man that she married has kids. Okay, gotcha. Adult kids. but it's adult kids, so would they be into Vivi? Aldous Howley says, much love and hugs, Randy. Oh, hugs, Aldous. Hope you're doing well, brother. Bill Gardner says he's the owner of a foreign company and she's an American politician. There's something to this. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, and I'll just speak freely here. There is something to be said. Okay, so I'll go out just as a former multi-business owner. You want the most qualified people, as many qualified people in positions that mean something. It doesn't matter who they are. If they are qualified for the position, they should get that position. That being said, I have seen photos of, hey, here's like Trump's cabinet members, and here's Obama's, or here's Republicans' cabinet members, and here's Democrat ones. And again, I think whoever is qualified for the position or most qualified should do that, regardless of race, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, whatever. Which I think Trump was the first one to ever have an LGBTQ cabinet member, I believe. At least that was out. You see one party, mostly white people. And then the other party, there is 0 white people. I think that Democrats have a strategy and have a thing where they go and they say, we're going to hire a lot of, I think both politicians, I think, oh God, this is it. I think that sometimes, let's face it, nepotism in the world, you're hired because you're white, you're hired because you're brown. You're hired because you're white because you don't like brown people, you're hired because you're brown because you have to fill a quota. Where are the people that, okay, you're qualified, you're hired because you're qualified for the position? I think both parties are guilty of this, but yes, Democrats do have a way of saying like, okay, we're going to give something to this foreign company. We're going to get okay, I won't say which administration it is, but you have certain administrations that will say, oh, Tesla, you're an American company. Good for you. We're not going to give your company any tax credits. We're going to give them to Ford, even though a lot of Fords are made in Mexico. A lot of Fords are made, Tesla's an American company with American workers. And it's like, give it to freaking Tesla. I know I'm getting off base here, but yeah, it's possible that maybe because David is also, well, it's weird, but it's like, again, it's a foreign company and Americans are putting a lot of money into it. So the company is technically taking money from America and they're bringing it to not America. Now, granted, a lot of people that are cashing out are American, so yeah, money's coming into America too. But yeah, this is interesting. Now it could just be that they happen to be at the same function and they met and they talked as they sat next to each other, and and maybe that's it. Maybe they exchange info. It could be as simple as that. There could be nothing else more to it, or there could be a lot more to it. I don't know. Text us, what we're talking about. Oh, we're talking about potential good consequences of David knowing the vice president. Bill Gardner says, that's exactly what I was thinking. Or maybe Vivi has been selected as a metaverse for U.S. government to push to people. I mean, you do have to have a measuring stick. When you tell people, hey, what type of man do you want to be? Okay, well, Captain America is a really good person to model yourself after. I don't know, like scientists that are really good, like Neil deGrasse Tyson's really cool. I think Joe Rogan's really good. I think there's a bunch of people that you really want to go and model yourself after. The same thing with companies. Hey, if you want to be an electric car company, Tesla is a really good place to model yourself after. If they're saying, hey, we need a company, for companies that want to have a crypto, for companies that want to have, NFT platform, they could say, we do not want to stifle innovation. We want to help innovation. but we also need to protect the people that don't know what they're doing. Here's a company, Vivi, that has these amazing licenses with Disney, people that you know, with Marvel, with Star Wars, with DC, with Universal, and with the United States government. Because if you can't trust the government, then who can you trust? I'm sorry I'm being sarcastic. And with the government, and we've done this because we believe that if you're going to have a company that has a crypto project attached to the NFTs, attached to this, you know, whatever you want to call it, there needs to be rules and there needs to be someone to follow. And Vivi is that company. I could picture something like that happening. Is it likely? 5% maybe, you know. Yeah. Carlos Castro says, I need Paul Walker's 2002 Nissan Skyline R34 GTR on Vivi. Only vehicle I want. And yes, rip. Ow, my body. My body. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Two. With meow. Okay. Oh, mother flapper. Okay. All right. There we go. Hold on. Joseph says they probably wouldn't get the RB26 sound, right, Carlos? Text file says the husband kids are 25 and 21. Ooh, maybe they like the Vivi. Carlos Castro is laughing. Okay. Okay. Let me go and picture that real quick because I need to. Oh, hang on one second. After immutable X migration took, oh God, I don't know, like several months longer. God, people are so salty. Several months longer than expected. Everything else got pushed back as well. Difference between lying and other things coming up. Please stop spreading fake news. Okay, moving on now. Oh, that was it. Okay. I've been going for about an hour and a half. I'm pretty much done for today. This is my third live stream. Obviously, the other live streams are on 2 other channels. I will end that here for today. I did a video before. It was a good live stream. I'll do a video tomorrow, and another live stream, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. I'll catch y'all later. Bye. Meow, 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 meow. My body. Meow, meow, meow.